The OMEGA Moonwatch is finally available with a reverse panda dial in stainless steel. There's some things I like, some things I don't, and what on earth is going on with OMEGA pricing? Let's talk about it. So yesterday, Speedy Tuesday, OMEGA debuted two new Speedmaster variants, both sporting reverse panda dials, one in stainless steel and one in 18-karat moonshine gold. These feel like a very modern take on the Speedmaster, updating the bezel to ceramic with an enamel white tachymeter instead of aluminum or aluminium, and the dial is constructed from two plates in a lacquer finish, creating the shiniest variation of the Speedy. Applied OMEGA logo, signifying to turbo geeks that this is a sapphire sandwich, which it is. Visible through the display case back is the caliber 3861, so the same movement that is in the existing Speedy, nothing new here. Manual winding chronograph movement, coaxial escapement, MEDAS certification, and 50 hours of power reserve. I love this movement. There's a magic in seeing a chronograph movement, a manual winding chronograph movement at that, so your view isn't 40% rotor. There has been some changes to the dimensions, being slightly thicker. So this new variation clocks in at 13.54 millimeters thickness, opposed to 13.18 millimeters. This sounds small initially, but I think it is enough that it will be noticeable to anyone who's quite familiar with the Speedy. And my best guess is this is because of the double plate step dial. I know this won't make me many friends, but I find the modern Speedy too thick for what it is. Chronographs are quite complex movements and are thicker because of that. But the fact that Rolex are making their automatic chronographs under 12 millimeters and OMEGA is getting bulkier with their manual wind, I don't know, there's something wrong in that to me. But to be fair, the Rolex Daytona in stainless steel is quite literally double the price. I know people hate it when I make Rolex comparisons, and I'll try my best not to, but I think if we asked OMEGA who their primary competitor is, they would probably say Rolex, so I think it is fair to draw comparisons. But yeah, back on this new watch, I would say this is a very modern take. This isn't for the Speedy purist who thinks Hesalite is the only way. This is for someone who wants to see the core DNA of this watch executed with industry standard materials. Make it shiny. I think this is a really cool addition to the catalog. Enough has changed that it adds something new, but it's faithful enough that it's not a shock to the system like the new Planet Ocean. This definitely feels a little bit more upmarket and probably trying to appeal to a different customer than watch enthusiasts. Maybe someone who wants one nice watch, they want it to be something razzle-dazzle that they can wear to a wedding, and it's a really special thing that they baby, you know? If I was to end this video here, I would say this is a great start to 2026. A true pleasure. I love that the reverse panda dial is finally making its way onto stainless steel, and I love how far they've pushed the shininess. But we have to talk about the price. This marks the Speedmaster finally hitting the $10,000 USD threshold, retailing for $10,400 or 8,700 pounds. For reference, the black dial sapphire sandwich Speedmaster Professional is 7,500 pounds and the white dial is 7,600 pounds. So this is over 1,000 pounds more expensive. Oosh. I feel like I complain so much about prices and value for money, but this one really hurts. And I think this is coming at a particularly bad time for me. I've been researching a lot on price increases, like all watch YouTubers, but over these past few weeks, I've been specifically researching price increases for OMEGA watches. So this is all happening at a particularly grumpy time for me. This is a screenshot from July 2024, a white dial Moonwatch Professional retailing for $8,100 USD. Today, it is $9,100, representing an 11.6% increase in a year and a half. We now have this model debuting for $10,400 USD. And I completely understand that the materials are more premium. This is a new dial execution, but it is getting harder and harder to justify OMEGA prices. The thing is, OMEGA sees Rolex as their main competition. So as Rolex prices increase, OMEGA is doing the same. But we're getting to the point where we have to ask, can the brand support the prices that they're asking for? I purchased my Rolex Daytona in 2021 for 10,500 pounds. 6 years later, it is now 14,000 pounds. So that's a 28% increase over 6 years, so 4% increase per year. Oh my gosh, why am I so boring? Why am I talking about percentage increases? What I'm trying to say is the price is punchy. I can see why it is priced the way that it is. We've got a double plate step dial, lacquer finish, slightly thicker, so maybe some different things had to be done to the case or sapphire, premium bezel being updated to ceramic. I get it. I just don't know how many people will see 1,000 pounds of value being added into this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe lots of people will say, yes, this is worth 1,000 pounds more to me. What do I know? Omega employs way smarter people than myself. I just feel concerned about pricing structure, general price increases, and if brands can support this much longer. Anyways, on a lighter note, guys, I really like these watches on the whole. I don't know. I don't think I'm the target demographic for these. For me, I'm a speedy purist. Choosing sapphire over Heslite is almost vulgar. But I think a lot of people will love these. I can't fault them. They're awesome. And I can't wait to see what else Omega brings us this year. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. And now, oh yeah, Pope tier patrons, get their names on the screen.